Shit, hit the thumbs up button. Let's get into it.
Celebrating. Here it is.
What in the hell? Are they crazy?
I'm thoroughly confused. Put it up full mass.
Yeah, what are they doing?
Okay.
Are they really,
so Diddy fans
are they really happy? What's going on with this?
Celebrate by spraying baby oil outside of the courthouse. Now, federal raids of Diddy's mansions unveiled more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's not a Diddy celebration. To the individuals who are celebrating, you have the absolute right to do so. You are covered constitutionally by freedom of assembly, freedom of speech. Your expression is well within your rights. But you're celebrating Johnson & Johnson. You all are celebrating the company in which sells said baby oil that you all have seemingly purchased in abundance. Most people online weren't laughing at all. Quote, sexual violence being used as entertainment and jokes. Society is cooked. Miss Landra wrote on X. Other folks simply said the math isn't adding up. Quote, not guilty on sex trafficking, but guilty on transportation of prostitution. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it do.
The key to Diddy's defense was admitting he does have a temper, hence the infamous 2016 hotel footage of him beating and dragging Cassie, but insisting that all sexual acts were committed consensually. More media personalities have shared their reaction. Boosie, badass, react. Here it is.
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro.
He's not free.
You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. And I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all for hip hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man.
Boozy.
I want to remind everyone, including our dear brother Bootsy, who I have respect for some of his commentary that he said. Disagree with some things he said as well. Comes with the nature of being independent thinkers. You know, Cassie is black also.
Yeah, half black.
And we saw a black woman being tortured, brutalized on camera. Now, that's the part that we can see. We then saw a white system go out of its way to cover up the tracks of the criminal who did it while he was telling the world that these things never happened and that he never engaged in this kind of assault, making her to be the liar, him to be the victim,
right,
and the cover-up of the system continued. Now, the color there that you need to keep in mind is green. That's the color you need to keep in mind. But don't forget the black woman who was at the victim side of the attack. 50 Cent obviously posted.
50 Cent said.
Kind of comedic. So 50 put this out. He said, Diddy beat the Rico, that boy, a bad man. He liked the gay John Gotti. And that was his quote yesterday. And I have some more content. And let me explain for those who are confused about how did Diddy get found not guilty to the racketeering charge, which is the most serious charge. And I believe it was a prosecutorial mistake in their strategy. Uh, to prove RICO, RICO is this qualifying dynamic that allows for you to basically throw everything and the kitchen sink at a particular individual
To
you're
try to get them
prosecuting.
convicted on
Okay.
something. Right.
Once it qualified under RICO, the jury then has to qualify the RICO, meaning it must, and it meaning every single crime that you allege,
Right.
all of those crimes must now be part of a continual and ongoing criminal enterprise. An enterprise. You can't thing a lot of eyes, a lot of attention to this Diddy trial. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a pretty lazy defense. Like, oh, he's black, so he shouldn't be in trouble. I mean, like, Diddy, at the end of the day, really never did much of anything for anybody but himself. Like, even though, okay, a handful of artists got famous, Diddy is well known for ripping people off and not paying them what they deserve. That's a lot of how he got his initial big bump in capital. You know, after a while, he got all these brand deals and endorsements and stuff like that. But, you know, he routinely does not pay people. And then also, you know, the fact is that we all saw on camera of him brutally beating up Cassie, all this other evidence of him brutally beating up other people, not just women, but men as well, because he didn't get his way. This dude blew up Kid Cudi's car because he had an interest in Cassie. I mean, so this is, we're not talking about an upstanding citizen who's some type of real hero. He's just a...
I don't think he did none of that stuff, though. But, I mean, he got found not guilty for the arson. So, but we all know he probably had something to do with that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kid Cudi didn't have no old raggedy car in his driveway. And who else would want to blow up Kid Cudi's car? Except for Diddy. Because he was messing around with Cassie. So who else? It just so happens that somebody would blow up his car and you jealous because Cassie is messing around with him. I mean, it all goes hand to hand. He did that because she was messing around with Kid. He did do it, but he got cleared on it. So hit the thumbs up button.
And also at this point, you know, just because you black and rich, like, you're not the only black rich person no more. Like, it's not 1950. It's not 1920. It's, you know, so it's just not that special. But he has a horrible reputation, rightfully so, well earned. And it really would do Diddy well for him to just kind of do what O.J. Simpson did and disappear. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really not trying to see you, bruh. Like, ain't nobody trying to see you dancing and talk about being a black man and all that. Like, we good, bro. Like, just go ahead and live your life, do your thing. Hopefully you can get some repentance for some of the things that you've done. But I think it's really telling that
we don't know what, man, we don't know what, do we know this man? We don't know what this man did. And we just going by what the news is saying. The news just, they going sensational. They really want him. The news and all these outlets really want him to go to jail. That's why they was trying to make it seem so salacious. You know, the stuff that Diddy did, he didn't do anything different than what Hugh Hefner was doing. You know what I'm saying? A couple other white celebrities he was doing, you know. But him being a rich black man and living carefree is a threat. You know what I'm saying? I remember Deion Cole, he was on Vlad TV. He talked about the comedian Deion Cole. He was on Vlad TV. And I guess he ended up working for Diddy for a small period of time. He was getting ready to host a show or something, some award show Diddy was. So Diddy and his team hired on Deion Cole to help him write out what he's going to say during him hosting this particular award show, to help him, you know, punch up his joke, like, you know, add jokes to make it, you know, make it funny. Doing him hosting this award show. So he hired Deion Cole for like a week, 2 weeks. And Deion Cole said, that's the most freest black man I've ever seen. You know, like he got all this money and he really is a carefree dude. And that's what they don't want. They don't want a black man to be rich and carefree, self-made, and that's the threat. As long as we at their mercy and need them and poor, that's what they want us to be. And Diddy beat the odds. I think that's what it was. Hell, look at Tyler Perry. You see they slowly trying to come at, as this one ends, you see they slowly trying to come after Tyler Perry. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some cats. You had one guy come forward and said that Tyler Perry sexually harassed him. I'm pretty sure it's going to be some other ones come forward too. Right when this Diddy thing, but right now Diddy is the hot news, so of course that's going to be, headlines. But eventually, once this dies down, Diddy gets sentenced or come home or whatever, they're going to sink their teeth in Tyler Perry because they warming up for Tyler Perry. That's the threat of America to America. A rich, black, not just rich billionaire. See, they'll let you get like a couple million, 50 million, 60 million, 70 million. That's not really nothing to the people who run this country. That has nothing to do, you cool. You're not really a threat. You're going to buy a bunch of cars and some jewelry. You ain't no threat. But when you start hitting billions, Diddy had almost, I think he was worth, what, $2 billion? He was worth multiple billions. Once you hit $2 billion, you're worth a lot. When you got $2 billion, that becomes a threat to not only the country, but to the world, especially if you're a black man. You could actually fund wars. When you hit billionaire status, multiple billions, you can actually fund wars. And Diddy kind of pretty much, being that Diddy was worth 850, almost, I think, over $1 billion, he's able to do that. That's the threat. And him going around talking all this black stuff, I remember one of his, for this whole thing went down on his Instagram. I follow Diddy. When he was, before all this stuff went down, I was following him on Instagram because he was wilding out. He was actually motivational and actually inspirational in a lot of his videos. You know what I'm saying? Hey guys, don't, he would say things like, I love being black. I'm gonna go out here and get me a tan so I can eat even blacker. You know what I'm saying? That's thumbing your nose. They want us to be ashamed of being black. And hear this black man saying, I'm going out in the sun so I can get blacker. I ain't black enough. You know what I'm saying? I remember back when I was coming up, kids were trying to stay out the sun because I ain't trying to be in the sun. I don't want to get black. That come from years and years of mental slavery and mental condition to everybody running away from being black. But Diddy was actually trying to embrace it. That's why I would follow him. He would always say inspirational stuff like, motherfucker, I got the same 24 hours you do. How I become a billionaire and you didn't? You got to hustle. Y'all ain't hustling hard enough. Like, I actually like to watch Diddy's little motivational videos he would do. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think it is. I think a lot of stuff. Him being a freak. Now, I believe he may be bisexual. That I believe he may be bi. That's the only, and he's a woman beater. But other than that trafficking stuff and also he pretty much is a bad record label owner because a lot of his artists complained about him, not paying him, not seeing royalties from different music, not owning their own publishing. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole reason why Mace supposedly had took off from the music industry. Then came back, then went, and then now he's back again. So, anyway, that's another story. What y'all think about this, man? Leave your comments and subscribe to Charles and Ezra. Hit the thumbs up button. Shout out to Undisputed with Dr. Let me give the credit to this brother, Dr. Rashid Ritchie. I don't know who this fool right here is. I think he's part of this whole TYT platform. Go ahead and subscribe to Undisputable. Oh shit, my bad. Oh, I guess you got to pay for it. I'm checking out. Let me see. To subscribe, you got to pay. Here's the paywall.
Okay, we traffic in.
So he has a paywall. Okay, so his.
Okay, we traffic.
If you want to pay him $9.95 a month, you can. How much is this? How much is his YouTube channel?
Okay, we traffic in
no,
truth
okay, so
on Indisputable,
prices,
and
as you can see it. Anyway, go ahead and support that brother. Hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe to Charles Arnez World and support my channel as well. And give me that thumbs up button for this video. Talk to y'all later.